Hi, this is Larry Hatch, and in this episode, we're going to talk about the pros and cons of collectibles as investments. Obviously, stuff you want to collect, you're going to collect. But as a good vesting strategy, as an investment strategy, collectibles are somewhat controversial. You can talk to some experts, and they'll say, yeah, put at least 5% of your assets into collectibles because they appreciate and they got numbers to show things go way up. Other people have numbers to say that things go way down. I even saw a graph the other day that said that because diamond prices had gone down, the jewelry was a very bad investment. Well, hey, who knows? But anyway, our first point is the pros of the collectibles. The obvious thing is hobbies are fun. And we all pay and want to have fun and we want to spend a lot of time having fun. And collecting stuff is probably one of the more fun things that humans do. Well, 4 or 5 on the list anyway. It's practical art. Half the art I have is in my living room, bedroom, upstairs room, even bathroom. So it's practical for the most part. If you're curating it properly, with the right frames and protection and so on, it's done right. Again, be careful if you put stuff in a attic or bathroom with humidity. You gotta watch that. But anyway, it's practical art. You can use it. It's utilitarian. It's enjoyable. Collectible. One of the best things about collectibles is the way it bonds humans. It lets you make friends. I've made some great friends, both locally and online. Some of us later met up. Some of us have even gone on collecting trips. It's a great way to meet new people, sometimes all over the world. You get to correspond with them, you get to trade with them. I got this, you want to trade for this? Well, yeah, and you haggle a little bit, and you get something you wouldn't have had before. Family bonding is just amazing. A lot of kids and grandchildren have bonded with their parents and grandparents and other relatives over collecting. Stamp collecting, coin collecting, baseball cards, any kind of sports cards. Great way to sit down with a relative and just work things out. You might even have a shared collection. You might say, hey, this is our family collection. We work on it together. I had a couple of friends whose dads were big time Civil War artifact collectors. And they just bonded with their dads as teenage boys over this one hobby. They probably wouldn't have gotten along too well if they didn't have that one hobby in common. It just was a great unifier and a wonderful thing. And of course, dads and granddads and aunts and uncles can teach you, moms too, about values. Saving money for something you want to collect, shopping carefully, how to negotiate, how to interact with other people when you're buying and trading. There's a lot of great life skills that can be taught to others through the process of collecting together as a group or family. It doesn't have to be a biological family. It can be a local collecting group. You can go on antiquing trips or go to hobby shows, card shows, diecast shows, train shows. Boy, it's endless what you can do. Collectibles are sometimes liquid. That's often a con of collectibles, that they're not liquid. But guess what? We have the internet, we have eBay, we have eBid, we have some of the other good ones too out there. Even though there's a lot of fees, sometimes you can get your money in 7 to 10 days, easily, quickly, if the thing is right. Another big pro of collectibles is the fact that they have a global appeal for the most part. And you can direct your collecting towards a global appeal if you want to make sure it'll sell sometime or have long-term value. If you're collecting the rookies of the Toledo Mud Hens local baseball card team? Well, yeah, probably not too many guys in Japan are going to be interested in that. But if you look for a global appeal, that will always be a market for that thing. And of course, people love American stuff and Americana. That helps us too. It's fun to be an expert in something. I've collected die-cast cars, Matchbox, Hot Wheels, 1/64 scale, for 55 years. It's kind of fun to know something about that. And the more I learn about it, the more I know I don't know. That's where the humility comes in. But to be an expert in something, it's enjoyable. And I'm trying to become an expert in transferware plates. I've only gotten into those for about a year. But I'm really looking forward to mastering all the Spode stuff and Johnson Brothers stuff and Wedgwood stuff. All of that. I'm really looking forward to getting some experience with that. Collectibles are true diversification. I pulled an article the other day, actually a couple articles, on alternative investments. Those alternative investments were arbitrage, hedge funds. Oh, forget it. It's all just derived crap. Derivatives that nobody understands and are probably phony anyway. That's not alternative investments. Collecting stuff, whether it's cars or hobby stuff or plants or whatever, that is the true diversification and asset allocation. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Bargain finds. Oh, it's the greatest thing to find something that is worth something and you paid next to nothing for it. That can happen at a flea market. Hey, it could even happen in an antique store. I've gone into antique stores and bought stuff that the dealer didn't have any clue as to what its value was. And that's just how it goes sometimes. There are eBay bargains galore, even Amazon too. But on eBay, sometimes you can get in there with an auction, the last minute, nobody's bid on it, and get something dirt cheap that has value. Sometimes I'll see something that's been posted just a couple of minutes and say, that thing is worth $50. They're asking $12 for it. I grab it before somebody else can. Again, it's a great feeling to find a bargain. There's a million places to find them. And the searching process is fine. Again, you can do that with family and friends to add a little bit of fun to it. Collectibles often beat inflation over time. Yeah, you're not going to flip a baseball card overnight unless the guy hits the Hall of Fame or is the World Series MVP or something. You got to beat inflation with collectibles over time. They say the average collectible oil painting stays off the market for 30 years. So it goes up from a couple thousand to $1 million or whatever. Maybe it goes up from $1 million to $40 million. It does take time, but over the long time, at least 10 years, let's say, collectibles beat inflation. There are exceptions, and we'll talk about those in future episodes. There's the exit strategy. If the thing doesn't appreciate and you get sick of it, you don't have room for it, you can always give it away as a gift or charitable donation. Again, a tax deduction. Or in the case of wine, you can just drink it. You can just drink that investment. I know people that have wine cellars and they get full. What I call a wine cellar is about 10 bottles. But anyway, if that wine cellar gets full, drink it up, enjoy it, and then restock it. So, a lot of ways to get out and get in. Thanks.